Okay, so this is another episode. So with this section, we are going to look at how to insert pictures, right? How to insert pictures. So to insert a picture, you move your cursor to the Insert tab. Here, this is the Insert tab. You click on the Insert tab, and then we have a group that we call Illustrations. So inside the illustrations, you see pictures, you see online pictures, you see shapes, smart art, charts, screenshots. Now, what we are inserting is offline pictures, not online. Online means you need to access the internet. So we are going to use pictures which is for offline, the ones that we have on the system. So I'll click on pictures and then it has to open the file explorer. So the file explorer will will give you access to the pictures that you have on your system. So here, depending on the location where you have your picture. So let's say um, my picture is in local DHC, so I'll click local DHC like this. Then I will see pictures. Let me open this one, the Adobe. So let's look at this picture, this sneakers that I'm seeing here. I want to insert, so I'll double click. Now this is a fresh page. So immediately I double click, you could see the picture inserted boldly here. So let me scroll down a little. So you could see the picture inserted here like this, very nice. Now, once I insert the picture is also a new object. So you could see that it has given me a new tab called the picture tools. So here, let's say I want to move the picture around, right? To move the picture around, you just point your cursor on the picture like this and then you try to drag it around. But you realize that it's not moving. Before then, let's try to resize the picture. Let's try to resize it. So when we say resize, you could see the edges here. You could see some points indicated at the edges. This is what we use in resizing the picture. So if I bring my cursor here to somewhere around here like this, right? You could see that the arrow, you will see some arrow indicated there, which is for resizing. If I point the cursor below here too, you could see some arrows over there. So I will just drag, I'll keep dragging to resize it a little, right? So you could see it has reduced the size. If I point the cursor up here and then I drag again, it will be reducing the size again. So you could see it here, the size is now a little kind of small. Now, the next thing that I want to do is that I want to be able to move the picture around, but it's not possible. So what I need to do is wrap, right? I need to wrap the picture. To wrap is WRAP. So you could see a ribbon beside the picture here. That's what we call the layout option. So we are going to wrap it. So I will click on it. So once you click, you could see with text wrapping, this is inline text, right? So once it is in line, it will not be moving. So let's use the one which is wrap behind text. When we say behind text, simply means the picture should appear behind a text or anything that you type. So I'll click on the behind text like this. So when I click on the behind text, let me close this. Now let me try to move it around. So to move it around, you point your cursor on it or anywhere within the picture. Then you try to drag it around and then you could see that the picture is now moving freely like this on the page. Another thing is that how do you rotate the picture? Let's say you want to turn it upside down. Have you seen the ribbon at the top here? This is for rotation. So when I point my cursor on it and then I start dragging it, right? Then I will move my finger on the mouse touchpad. I'll rotate my finger on it and then you could see that I'm rotating the picture. right? So that is how we rotate a picture in Microsoft Word, right? Now, after rotating, under the picture tools, as I said, whenever you insert any new object, a new um, tab will be added. You could see we have background, remove background. You could see we have the adjust this group. You could see we have corrections. You could see we have color. You see we have artistic effects. Let's look at the corrections. So when we click on the drop down, the corrections basically affect the color appearance, whether you want it to make it bright, whether you want it to make it look a little sharp. When you point your cursor on it, how you really want the picture to look like, depending on what you're doing, you can just select any of them. So I'll click on this, that's the one I want, and then I have the color, so I'll click on the drop down. Then the color, either you want to make it look black and white, or you want to deepen up the color any way that you wish to apply, right? So you just point your cursor and then you select. Then we have the artistic effects, which kind of change the appearance of the picture the way you want it to look like, right? Depending on what you really want to apply to the picture. But for me, we are not going to change anything, so I will just maintain it that way. Then we have the picture styles, which will provide something like a frame around the picture. So here, if you click on the drop down, you can see all examples of frames provided, right? Depending on what you really want to attach to it to make the picture look more nicer, right? So that is what we call the picture styles, but we are not going to choose any of them. And then we have the picture border, that is the edges or the borders of the picture. If you want to apply some color over there, if I click on the drop down and then I choose any color over there, you could see the borders of the picture has changed, right? It's because we've selected it, that's why we are not seeing. But if I should click outside the picture, like here, you could see that the borders of the picture has changed to yellow, right? Let me select the picture again so that we'll go back to our picture tools. Then we have the picture effect. That is, if you want to, it's also the appearance. If you want to rotate it, if you want to apply a reflection appearance, if you want to make it soft edges, the bevel, if you want to rotate 3D rotation and all that, depending on what you're doing, right? So we are not going to choose any of them. So, and then we have the cropping of picture. If you want to crop the picture, that means like you just need a section of the picture. We will just click on this crop picture, click on the drop down, then you see crop. So once you see crop, you could see that some edges, right, or some indications, black indications are around the picture. So if you point your cursor and then you start um, dragging, it means that the area that you are dragging to, that will be the area that you are selecting for the cropping, and then the dark area will now be cropped out of the picture, right? So if I finish, then I click even outside, let me click back on the picture like this again, you could see that I'm done with the cropping. The main edges or some of the images or the pictures that were shown around, they are all gone, and then we just have this picture over here, right? So that is on pictures in Microsoft Word.